Did you know that many wealthy individuals actually started with very little? There are certain financial habits they displayed that led to their success. In this video, we'll reveal the top 10 habits of rich people that you can adopt today to start building your fortune. Number 10. Live below your means. One of the keys to growing wealth is spending less than you earn. No matter what your income level, it's so important to avoid lifestyle inflation and the temptation to spend everything you bring home each month. Even if you get a raise or promotion, don't immediately ramp up your expenses to match. Rich people live conservatively and avoid frivolous purchases that don't add real value to their lives. They save the majority of any increase in income rather than mindlessly spending it. Tracking your spending is a great way to identify areas where you can cut back and reprioritize your money towards savings and investments instead. Continually living below your means allows excess cash flow each month that you can use to get out of debt faster and build a nest egg. Number 9. Pay with cash. Speaking of spending less, using cash can really help curb impulse purchases and overspending. Did you know research shows that people are significantly less likely to part with physical bills and coins than paying with plastic? When you hand over folding money, it just feels like more of a loss. With cards, it's too easy to swipe without really thinking about how much you're parting with. The instant gratification of buying things then and there overrides rational thoughts about budgeting. Make a conscious effort to use cash when possible so you really feel the burn of each transaction. Leave credit and debit cards at home as much as you can. Out of sight, out of mind, and out of wallet. Carrying only as much cash as you plan to spend forces you to be ultra aware of your limits. Number 8. Pay down high-interest debt. This one should be a no-brainer, but is so important it deserves a spot on the list. Get rid of expensive debt as soon as possible. Credit cards, personal loans, and payday loans can all cripple your finances with exorbitant interest rates, often in the double digits. Why pay more for stuff you already own? Be ruthless and throw as much money as possible at the balances each month to demolish them faster. Pay minimums on all but the highest rate card or loan, then attack it with a vengeance. Once one is gone, roll that payment plus more onto the next, and so on until you're debt-free. That extra money you were wasting on interest each month can instead be invested for your future. Living debt-free is so liberating and frees up a ton of cash flow. Quick tip: ask credit card companies for lower rates too. It never hurts to try. Number 7. Invest for retirement early. Start planning and saving for retirement as soon as you begin your career. Time is your biggest advantage when it comes to growing investments due to compounded returns over decades. Even small initial contributions can snowball into huge sums, with the magic of compound interest working in your favor for a long time period. Take full advantage of employer 401k matches if available and contribute up to the match at minimum. A 401k is essentially free money you'd be crazy to pass up. Also consider opening an IRA for extra retirement tax savings. The earlier you begin retirement planning and saving, the more flexibility and independence you'll gain down the road. Kicking the retirement can down the road will only make catching up that much tougher later on. Number 6. Save with purpose. It's not enough to just put extra cash away each month. Savvy savers have very specific savings goals in mind, whether it's for an emergency fund, down payment, vacations, kids' college, or more long-term objectives like retirement or starting a business. Having allocation plans for your savings makes it less tempting to dip into for frivolous reasons. It also gives you clarity on realistic timelines for meeting your goals. Automate savings whenever possible so you don't even have to think about it. Set aside a percentage of each paycheck right off the top before you have a chance to spend it. Review your goals annually to ensure your savings strategy is on track. Having your money work hard for you in a structured approach is how the wealthy get wealthier. Number 5. Control fixed expenses. Housing, utilities, car payments, and insurance are some of the biggest recurring drains on monthly cash flow. Find ways to cut back on fixed expenses with some creativity. Downsize to a smaller home if financially viable to lower the mortgage. Switch utilities providers, bundle policies for multi-policy discounts. Drive cars longer to avoid frequent auto loans, and buy generic grocery store brands. Every little bit you trim makes a big difference when applied to long-term obligations. Even modest cuts of a few hundred a month, redirected to investments, can multiply into serious wealth over time. Fixed expenses usually can't be avoided completely, but wealthy people limit their impact with constant scrutiny and optimization. Number 4. Leverage home equity wisely. Thanks to rising home values, many people are sitting on equity that can be put to work for them. Carefully consider a HELOC or cash out. Refinance to leverage your real estate asset responsibly. Just be very careful not to use it for lifestyle inflation. Instead, put equity toward proven wealth builders like paying off high-interest debt, funding investments, or supplementing retirement accounts over time. The tax advantages of utilizing home equity can turbocharge returns compared to personal loans or credit cards. Make sure any debt load remains manageable given your income, though. Home equity is a precious resource if used judiciously to amplify returns rather than short-term spending. Number 3. Invest in appreciating assets. While having some emergency savings is crucial, the goal is then to minimize cash sitting idle in checking and savings accounts earning measly interest rates. Channel surplus capital into assets with long-term upside potential like real estate, stocks, ETFs, and more. History shows equities generally provide higher risk-adjusted returns than mundane savings accounts over time. Even if initially putting smaller percentages of each paycheck to work in growth-oriented markets, the compounding snowball effect will add up in your favor. Regular investing disciplines like automation, rebalancing, and dollar-cost averaging help weather short-term volatility for staying power. Think 10, 20, 30 years down the line and accumulate appreciating assets as your nest egg. Number 2. Earn passive income streams. Successful individuals go beyond accumulating single streams of income and effort to establish a portfolio of revenue streams that generate money passively without constant work from them. Options to explore include real estate rentals, peer-to-peer lending, royalties from creative works like writing books or music, partnership shares of businesses, dividends from stocks, annuities, and more. Explore low-effort ideas suited to your skills and interests. Even modestly producing $200 extra per month can snowball if reinvested annually and supplemented over time. Living off multiple streams rather than paycheck to paycheck gives you staying power in pursuing opportunities and withstanding market shocks with more resilience. Success leaves clues, so model systems wealthy people rely on. Number 1. Delay gratification and think long-term. Last but definitely not least, developing patience and long-term thinking is arguably the most important financial habit of all. Impulse decisions, credit card balances carried month to month, and consumption-focused lifestyles are what keep most from accumulating any real wealth. Successful investors and entrepreneurs delay instant pleasures in pursuit of bigger future gains. They let compound interest magically multiply sums over decades by staying the course through volatility. Sure, it's enjoyable to spend money on vacations, hobbies, and entertainment, but delay some discretionary spending, funnel it to investments on autopilot, and decades down the line when you've achieved financial independence, you can spend freely without worry. That's the patience, grit, and future focus that separates the wealthy from everyone else. Stay focused on your goals even when the going gets tough. Your future self will thank you. Thanks for watching. If you found these money tips valuable, be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos on how to build wealth. Now go out and implement some of these habits.